Guys, what is up? Welcome to another video. Today we are going to be doing one of our NFL betting fundamental videos to help you make smarter choices and give yourself better odds going into betting situations. Today's topic, is going to be betting straight bets versus parlays. Which ones are more profitable? Which one's a sucker bet? Why you should only do one of them and totally avoid the other? Let's get into it. So there's a big allure around parlays. Everybody wants to do them because they're basically little lottery tickets. You put $5 in, you put $10 in, you see you might be able to win $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, depending on how crazy you make the parlay. Sometimes you might even be able to win $100,000. And at that point, they're essentially just lottery tickets. You may as well just burn your money. And look, if it's money you can afford to lose and you just like buying lottery tickets, hey, that's something you can do. It's not smart, but you guys are grown men and women. You can do whatever you want. But from a mathematical standpoint, that is not a wise way when you have the option of doing straight bets where you're getting much better value. Now, if you can stick with me here for a second, I like to break down the math a little bit on why parlays are such a poor bet versus straight bets. So when you're betting a parlay, let's assume for this example, everything is 50-50. Everything we're betting, it's essentially, can you flip a quarter heads? Let's say you did a parlay of 8 games. Can you flip a quarter heads 8 times in a row? How many times would you have to attempt to flip a quarter 8 times in a row to actually flip it 8 times in a row? Okay? And we can do this math. So all we do is take the odds of 50%, okay? So basically 0.5, and we're going to times it to the power of 8, and we're going to get a number. That number is going to be our odds, that number is going to tell us out of how many times to get this to work once. So when you do that math, it comes out to 1 and 256. So you have to go through 256 attempts to get the quarter to land 8 times in a row. Same thing with your parlay. You have to put in, on average, if everything's 50-50, 256 parlays for one of them to hit. So now that we know that, we have to look at the odds of they're giving you. What are the true odds of hitting 1 out of 256? And what are the odds that the sports book is giving you? So if you run those numbers, we have a 0.39% chance of hitting one of those. So almost a third of 1%. So very, very low. And the implied odds on that are generally, and American odds are plus 25,500. Ballpark in that area. Now, I just did this for an experiment on my phone. I don't bet parlays, but I just went on one of my sports betting apps. I put in 8 50-50 games that were priced at minus 110. Those are basically, let's say it's all 50-50. And the odds that they were giving me were plus 17,000, around this number, plus 17,500. So you see the massive gap there. You should actually be getting plus 25,500. The sports books are giving you plus 17,500. They're destroying you in that gap that they're not giving you, okay? And these numbers are a lot harder to come up with and calculate for the average bettor because they see, ooh, I bet small number. I can get big number back. Fun, good bet. They don't actually know how to do the math behind it or understand the math behind it at least. You don't have to know how to do it. You just have to understand what the math is, and then you can make an informed decision. So that's basically why you shouldn't bet parlays. And if you want to get more specific, there's something called EV, which is basically for every $100 you bet, how much are you winning or losing? And so typically with parlays, for every $100 you put in, you get like $91 back. So you lose $9, generally speaking, for every $100 you put into a parlay. Okay, assuming you didn't do any other research to find an edge or whatever. Now let's move on to straight bets. Well, for the average bettor that can't come up with their own probabilities to try to find edges over the sports book, straight bets like parlays, they still won't be profitable long term unless you find an edge. But with all things being equal, like for this video, we're saying everything's 50% odds of hitting, okay? We're not saying we found a great play that's 60% here, we're going to take it. That's not what this video is. It's just assuming everything's 50-50, what's the better odds. So going to straight bets, let's assume everything's 50-50. Like I just talked about with EV on parlays, the EV on a straight bet would be for every $100 you put in, you only lose like $4.50, as opposed to the $9 you would lose on parlays. So you're getting already like your margin's already double. Okay, assuming nothing, assuming you're betting blindly, everything's 50-50, it's already a better bet. Okay, and the good thing about straight bets is you don't have a 1 in 256 chance of winning. Your odds are much closer to 50-50. It's basically like flipping a coin. If the odds are minus 110, the sportsbooks are basically saying either side is generally 50-50 to hit. They're pricing that 50-50 outcome at minus 110 typically, and that's their VIG. They're pricing it 10 cents higher than it should be. It should be even money, but that's how they make their money. Price it at 110. It's not a crazy ripoff compared to a parlay where they have a way bigger margin on you. So you naturally just lose less money betting straight bets. Now you have to be smart with your bankroll management. I think I have a video already on that, on value betting versus max betting. Go watch that. So you understand how to not blow your roll, because that's a whole different thing, but that could, destroy you as well. But just from an odds perspective, it's not hard to understand that, our odds on a straight bet should be even, plus 100. And instead they're minus 110. It's very close. It's just a slight edge they have over you. Betting a parlay, you should be getting on an 18er, you should be getting plus 25,500. They're giving you plus 17,500. Where is that 8,000 in between there? It's a ripoff. It's a horrible bet. So that's basically it, guys. I'm begging you, if you're gonna bet, just bet straight bets. If you're smart with how much you bet per game, try to just bet, generally speaking, bet the same amount per game. Go watch that video I mentioned. You get a bigger breakdown. But you generally will lose less money just being smart, betting only what you can afford to lose, a small percent of your bankroll on straight bets, and try to find an edge long term. That's what this video is based around, is trying to find edges over the numbers. Plenty of other videos for that. But if everything's 50-50, straight bets, you're going to lose a lot less money than on parlays, and parlays are depressing because your odds of hitting are 1 in 256 on that example. Whatever the example is, your odds of hitting are not good. So why wouldn't you want to just do something where you have a decent chance of hitting, and the experience is more enjoyable, you lose less money, everything's just better with it. So to me, it's a no-brainer. I get it. You're not going to turn $10 into $50,000 on one straight bet. That's the not as fun part for people, but at least you're leaving with something. The parlay guys most likely leaving with zero. There's a decent chance you're leaving with something. So to me, it's a no-brainer. Go straight bets over parlays all day. That's it, guys. If there's any other fundamental betting topics, mathematical odds, whatever it is, in relation to sports betting that you want to see broken down, I'm not really sure what other topics are to hit. So you guys can leave a comment if you're seeing this, if there's something on your mind that you're curious about, and it might give me an idea for a video. That's it, guys. Again, very new channel. Please like the video, hit the subscribe button, comment, give me anything to have a fighting chance in this algorithm. There's a million people online, so it's hard to get out there. And that's it. We're doing it from the ground up, guys. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.